The fact is that his big kill on the black people is the millions of people that he's allowed to come in through the border. They're taking black jobs now. He caused the inflation, and it's killing black families and Hispanic families and just about everybody.
My grandfather owned a hardware store, and so he showed me that black people could do business. My grandmother told me she worked at Picatinny Arsenal during the war making bombs.
Trump walked into that interview thinking it would be business as usual. Smile, lie, repeat. Then Queen Latifah hit him with a truth bomb that left him stuttering like a broken record player. The moment she asked, "Do you regret at all the lying you've done?" you could practically see his orange makeup melting off his face. America finally got what we've been waiting for. Someone who wasn't afraid to fact-check the former president to his face. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video. Did you ever see someone so perfectly call out Trump that he actually shut his mouth for once? Queen Latifah just gave America the most satisfying moment of political TV this year. While most politicians and journalists tiptoe around Trump's alternative facts universe, Latifah walked in like she owned the place, because, well, she kinda does.
Queen Latifah, how have you been holding up during the quarantine?
I have been holding up. You know, I've had my ups and downs like I'm sure everybody else has. This whole year has been hell. You know, when I work, 200 people work. You know what I'm saying? So it's bigger than me when it comes to that. You know, watching this, I've been, you know, emotionally wounded. You know, I've been financially wounded. If I can't help my family, that bothers me.
Trump showed up to this interview with his usual bag of tricks. You know the routine: deny basic reality, make wild claims nobody believes, and expect everyone to just nod along like those little dashboard dogs. When he started his typical "I love black voters" spiel, you could practically hear the eye rolls across America. But here's where things got spicy. Instead of letting Trump ramble on unchallenged like most interviewers do, Latifah loaded her truth cannon when Trump began awkwardly repeating "I love black men" 4 separate times, sounding about as natural as a cat in a bathtub. Latifah wasn't having any of it.
My thoughts are it's a disgusting situation, but a worse state of mind to have, not just in this time, but at any time in history. Terrible state of mind to have, but to have come this far in time and who has skin that's my color to actually take that and motivate them to do something about it and be that archaic and it's kind of pathetic.
Polling numbers tell the real story here. While Trump was busy claiming he's basically the second coming of Martin Luther King Jr., the actual data shows he gets about 20% support from black voters. Meanwhile, his opponents like Biden are cruising with around 80% support. But why let facts get in the way of a good delusion, right? The most beautiful moment came when Latifah dropped the question that made Trump freeze like Windows 95. Do you regret at all the lying you've done to the American people? You could actually see the panic spread across his face. That deer in headlights look that happens when someone actually holds him accountable instead of letting him word vomit his way through another interview. While most interviewers get steamrolled by Trump's interruptions or topic-changing gymnastics, Latifah maintained perfect composure. She kept pressing for actual answers with the patience of someone who's dealt with difficult men her entire career. It was like watching a masterclass in how not to let a bully control the conversation.
Listen, we all know what happened. You know, we had a great quarterback. He decided to take a knee, you know, for that, and that became a firestorm. Here we are 5 years later, and it took the death of George Floyd, 8 minutes and 46 seconds of police officers, veteran police officers. And it wasn't just him, you know, him and some of his teammates. And then it became about everything except what it was about. It was strictly about police brutality. It was about the way the police were treating black men.
What made Latifah's takedown so effective wasn't just her questions, it was how she established her own authenticity against Trump's paper-thin performance. She shared meaningful personal stories about both her grandmothers that connected directly to American values. One grandmother worked at Patini Arsenal during the war making bombs as her contribution to helping America win while raising 9 children. Her other 91-year-old grandmother raised 7 kids. These weren't just random anecdotes, they were Latifah planting her feet firmly in the soil of real American experience, something Trump's gilded everything lifestyle has never touched. It was substance versus superficiality in real time.
You know, it's a very complicated situation, but it ain't right. And enough already. Enough already. It's time for some people to go to jail. Somebody is got a bunch of complaints against them, then clearly they, you know, don't need to be engaging with the public. You know what I mean? And we need to know that information, and they need to not be engaging with the public. Some people are out there to straight kill. Some people are out there to be authority figures. You give them that kind of power and of a weapon, and it changes their mentality.
The interview reached its crescendo when Latifah dismantled Trump's "I'm great for black men" fantasy by pointing out how his policies have actually affected communities of color. She didn't mince words, noting that he caused the inflation and it's killing black families and Hispanic families and just about everybody. That's the thing about queens. They speak truth to power without breaking a sweat. The contrast couldn't have been more stark. Trump's rehearsed "I love black men" routine, which again he repeated 4 awkward times, versus Latifah's genuine stories of hard work and contribution. It was like watching someone try to sell a knockoff handbag to the actual designer.
Hey America, this is Queen Latifah, and if you haven't noticed, it's time to vote. And we all need a voting plan. So first, make sure that you are actually registered to vote. Make sure you know your rights as a voter.
Social media absolutely exploded after the interview. Memes comparing this to Michelle Obama's famous "when they go low, we go high" moment spread faster than conspiracy theories at a family Thanksgiving. The difference? Latifah brought receipts and wasn't afraid to use them. She went high all right, high enough to drop truth bombs with surgical precision. What makes this confrontation so satisfying isn't just watching Trump squirm, though let's be honest, that's pretty enjoyable. It's seeing someone finally cut through the noise with simple, direct questions and authentic personal experience. When most media personalities either lob softballs or get lost in their own outrage, Latifah showed how it's done. Stay calm, stay focused, and don't let bull go unchallenged. What we witnessed wasn't just a celebrity putting Trump in his place. It was a masterclass in accountability. Queen Latifah demonstrated what journalists and politicians have failed to do for years: confront a serial liar directly to his orange face. Her approach proved that fact-checking in real time isn't just satisfying TV, it's essential for democracy. The beauty of this confrontation was watching someone immune to Trump's usual intimidation tactics. No bullying, no nicknames, no tweet storms could save him from Latifah's truth bombs. Our political discourse has been dominated by people too afraid to call out lies, but Latifah showed us another way. So next time Trump wants to spew his nonsense statistics or claim he's the second coming of Abraham Lincoln for black voters, he might remember the day a queen made him look like the naked emperor he truly is.